Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MMA Chit Chat. I know you haven't seen us in a while, but this is Chia. We have Joey repping Knicks, unfortunately, Jackson, and we got MK. How we're going to start this off is we're going to go through yesterday's main event, what our thoughts, who they should fight next before going on to UFC 330, and then we might play some games at the end. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Quillen should probably get someone up there after that performance against Gamrot, submitting him exactly where Gamrot normally likes to hang out. Who do you guys think Quillen should get?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm under the impression right now that Colin's kind of on a really hard upwards trajectory, especially how entertaining he is, mixed with how active he is in the UFC media scene. I think that this is going to be a guy that gets a lot of push, just like Paddy did, especially with the Australian market, since Volk and Adesanya are kind of coming down on their downward trajectory. So I think matching him up with somebody like Charles Oliveira makes a lot of sense right now. I think it would be a really entertaining fight. Obviously, we saw Charles Oliveira do something a little bit similar with Mateusz Gamrot in terms of submitting him. I think Colin Salkilld obviously has a lot of skills that kind of match up with Charles Oliveira a little bit. That I think that would be make for an interesting fight. Both bigger lightweights. I think both of them have a little bit of power in their hands that could be a difference maker in the fight. I definitely like to see that one happen soon. I think that's the matchup I'm looking forward to for the future for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that one a lot. I think that or BSD could make sense too.
yeah, I was going the BSD route. I know Killen called out BSD too yesterday. These are two fighters that took little to no damage in their last fight. I know BSD lost, but he ultimately just got caught with a submission. So I mean, they could match out before the end of the year too, have that happen, and I think I think it favors Killen too with his skill set. I think Killen will struggle against like a very good like anti wrestler striker, but a lot of people in the top rankings at lightweight don't really have that skill set to stop him.
Yeah. I think Charles Oliveira is an excellent matchup for him if he's fighting up, and then also BSD fighting down. I'm in complete agreement because I mean obviously Armand, Ilya, like Max, these guys are Patty. I can't really envision them fighting Quillen, so yeah, I think those make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
My only
about
thing with BSD is with the whole BSD thing is maybe I'm just a BSD hater, but it's like I don't see a lot of value in getting a Benoit Saint Denis fight right now. Like Benoit Saint Denis, like needs to. In my opinion, like I know he's had some decent fights of recent, but like that where he's won against ranked opponents. But like I'm looking for him to fight somebody outside the rankings after a performance like he had against Patty on a huge stage. Just makes me feel like he's not really like I don't want to see Colin Salkilld go out there and finish a guy in the first round again, which I feel like he would do against a guy like BSD. Like I want to see him have a gritty performance against somebody that's like actually impressed in this division. No offense to BSD, but it's just like
and you think Charles more so
well, I just think that like
or
I think
Patty
it
to
would be
Patty?
more of a challenge for him. Like I think a guy like I said, a guy like BSD, I don't think presents with him with too much of a challenge. Like if you put Colin Salkilld against an Armin Sarukian or even a Mauricio Huffy, like I have a little bit more like, damn, like Quillen might not be able to hang with Mauricio Ruffy on the feet. He might not be able to work out the scrambles with Armin. Like like you have a little bit more pushback, I feel like, than a guy like BSD, which you're like, well, what does he do good? I mean, he's like a decent wrestler, but like I feel like Quillen Salkild's stronger than him. He's a decent striker, but I feel like Quillen Salkild has better knockout power than him. It's like I feel like he just like kind of Quillen just kind of overshadows.
But
I know where Joey's going with this. We have to give him Ilya.
I mean, that's not even crazy. It really isn't.
We have to give him
Well, I mean,
Ilya.
it's like if you look at like fighters that if you think Quillen would just destroy BSD, if you look at the fighters that are ahead of him in the lightweight rankings, like does he deserve any of those fights? Like I don't necessarily know if Quillen beating Gamrot makes him deserving of like an Ilya or a Charles or a Paddy or an Armin even.
But I guess my question would be, would you rather him like see another Paddy versus Michael Chandler fight then, like where it's like Paddy's probably going to win this fight, it's not really too much of a challenge, but like you just get to see Paddy have like an incredible performance against a guy that isn't on the same level as him. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would be kind of, and you would likely with a fight like that, it's gonna Dana, he's gonna put it as like a co-main of a pay-per-view card. Like is it like I'd rather have my co-main of a pay-per-view card be Charles versus Quillen or Ilya versus Quillen, and I think both of those are reasonable matchups because like I don't think Ilya is gonna want to jump right back into a title shot after losing in the way he did to Justin. I think especially the UFC is going to want to give him a bit of a tune-up fight before he steps back in, and takes over the division and retakes over the division. Because I don't think any of us think that like Max is going to beat Ilya or like whoever takes over for Justin is going to beat Ilya. Like, I mean, maybe Armin, but like, I still think that, Ilya's team might be looking for a bit of a tune-up fight in between.
Yeah. No, I think that's dead on.
Yeah, but I feel like Ilya would want someone with more name value that's a little easier, not like a prospect.
Yeah.
Even though I know Killian is on the uprise. But yeah, I don't mind a Charles Oliveira. Like I said, I don't mind a BSD that sets him up for a 2 fights for the title. I don't know how. I feel like if he beats Charles pretty convincingly, that sets him up for the title.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people set up for the title in this division. You got Ilya, you got Armin, you got Max. They're all asking for title shot. Paddy, they're all asking for title shots.
Wait, Max asked for a title shot?
Well,
He wants one.
Yeah, I was going to say he knocked out Justin in the lightweight division. I mean, this would be the perfect opportunity for him to get that rematch. Yeah. I guess.
Does that make him a double champ if he wins?
Max?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would make him, technically, because he would have held 2 belts, not at the same time, but it wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't technically be double champ, but it would mean that he held 2 belts, which is still like Randy did it, Connor did it. Like, there's a lot of people who didn't have them at the same time, but still held the belts.
Yep. All right.
Do we want to move on to UFC 230?
Let's hit it.
We want to talk about what like we're thinking about for Matu's Gamrot. I mean, obviously a big first round submission loss. I mean, he's ranked 6th in the division. This is a big opportunity for someone to jump up in the rankings and get a.
I feel like a Fiziev could make sense.
Again, the rematch,
right? And Fiziev hurt his knee, wasn't that?
Yeah, he tore his ACL. Yeah. That was a pretty like major injury, and then I remember like Gamrot like dropped to his knees. He was crying and celebrating and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could also see. I know Dan Hooker has a fight coming up later this year. I could also see them
rematch.
Kind of a close.
Oh yeah, that was a good fight. That was a really
that was a really close fight, and it was a 3-rounder. I could see them kind of turning it over to a 5-rounder.
Yeah,
kind of seeing who comes out on top of that.
I feel like Gamrot is. They know he's not going to win a title in his career right now, so they might just use him to build up some new up and comers. They could do. I'm just looking at the rankings right now. Tom Nolan's 11th.
Well, I was just thinking too, in that same light, Chia, Tafik Musayev just had that big win.
That's what I saw too. Yeah.
Recently. I think that they're kind of on similar schedules right now. That would definitely make a lot of sense for sure.
What about Mauricio Hoofy?
Well, he's already booked for a run, and if he wins that fight, I mean, that's
title
shot. He's gonna be passed for 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know he was already booked.
Well, maybe if he loses, he can go for Gamrot.
Yeah, dude, I feel like Tom Nolan would get destroyed by Gamrot. Luque.
I just feel like Gamrot is like at a certain point where it's like you have to be able to beat Gamrot. Like if you can get over the Gamrot hill, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like I do think Gamrot destroys a lot of these unranked lightweights that people might think are really talented because of their striking. Like I think if Gamrot like goes in there against a guy like Joel Alvarez, even like I think it's a tough fight for Joel Alvarez. You know what I mean? But like I don't know. It's just weird that he can't, get over against guys like Quillen Salkilld, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah,
fucking Quillen, bro.
Just a wild like career trajectory for Gamrot. I mean, he beat Armin Sarukian at one point in his career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he beat even CDF by split. He Yeah.
How do
Oh,
you
wait,
how
no,
do
it
you
wasn't
Armin
split.
Sarukian and lose to Dan Hooker? That's my question. Like,
Well, I thought Dan Hooker won that fight. But that's different. That's a conversation for a different
how do you
time.
beat Armin Sarukian and then immediately lose to Beneil Dariush?
And then lose to Dan Hooker too.
That
Like
doesn't
that was
make
crazy.
sense.
Yeah. Like what?
It's fine though, I guess. All right, we can move on to we can move on to 330.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Right. Wild career.
Wow, dude. Shout out to the matchmaking here from the UFC. Jeremiah Wells versus
I know.
Myktybek
This is a really good
Orolbai.
match, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I mean, I think Myktybek's gonna just absolutely destroy Jeremiah. Probably. I don't.
You know, I did think Jeremiah looked good against his last match against Thimba Garimbo. But if
Yeah,
you look at the stats, Thimba took Jeremiah Wells down 6 times.
yeah.
Well,
That,
wait,
Imagine
actually?
what Orolbai is going to do.
that doesn't bode well at all.
Oh man.
But yeah, dude, I met Jeremiah. Did you guys know that?
Yeah. You went over to that gym in Philly.
Yeah,
Him.
yeah, he trained me and a bunch of the prediction strike people at Marquez MMA. He was like in a boot and a walker at the time, but dude, he was such a dick. Honestly, he was like making us do so. Like it was like a promotion thing, and he was making us do so much cardio like for no reason, and I was just fucking like sweating buckets. But that's aside the point. I think Myktybek should win, dude. He's so well rounded. He's got knockouts. You could sub him. Like I know Jeremiah is a good grappler, but I really think Orolbai is just better at this point in their careers and like everywhere on the mat.
Yeah, I would think that the only like worry for this fight for Orolbai would be Jeremiah Wells' reach. I know Wells probably has like the significant size advantage in this fight, but Orolbai seemingly in this welterweight division hasn't had an issue with strength. He's been able to take down a lot of guys and get and rack up a couple of wins here at welterweight. So I'm not really too concerned about Jeremiah Wells unless it's like this fight is on the feet, a lot. Because like if it's on the feet a lot, we've seen Orolbai, with Rebecca or like get really tuned up on the feet, and Jeremiah Wells does have a lot of power, but also we have seen Jeremiah Wells lose to Max Griffin in essentially a striking match. So,
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess if you think that Orolbai has better striking than Max Griffin, then then this should be a guaranteed dub.
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, Jeremiah Wells is ancient too. He's like 40 years old.
Yeah, he's dealing with a lot of like body injuries, problems and stuff.
Yeah, he's never been healthy like his entire career. It feels like.
Yeah, I guess maybe the Philly connection is why this fight is happening, but I don't know. It seems like a weird fight to give Orolbai, in my opinion.
What is your like? I mean, Orolbai's had some recent losses. I feel like, right? So
this is definitely a step down in competition. He just beat Chris Curtis.
Yeah. Beat Chris Curtis
and Hermanson.
Yeah, he knocked out Jack Hermanson.
He beat Tofik.
Yeah, and then before that, he lost against Rumbetsky, but like
he's on a 3-fight win streak, and they give him Jeremiah Wells, especially since Tofik is top 15 now.
Yeah, no, that is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, sometimes the UFC, I feel like, wants to like set up some of their fighters on a big stage. Like maybe they're just looking for Orolbai to get a big finish here, so that
he's still young. He's 28.
Yeah.
No, you have a good point.
Push the caveman narrative. So me and Jackson are Orolbai's. Everybody, you guys are Orolbai too, right?
Yeah, I'm Orolbai. I'm Orolbai by like I think he's going to be dominating him on the ground, and then either like a submission. I think he's going to submit Jeremiah Wells.
I think it might just be a mauling decision. I don't really know if Jeremiah Wells will get subbed, but I think that like Orolbai will have another fight where he gets like 20 takedowns.
What do you think, Chia? You're on sub? Okay. I'm going to go ground and pound TKO.
Ooh, I like that. I like that spread.
Yeah. So we're all on Orolbai. I think it's probably likely to happen.
Yeah.
Can't really bet on it at minus 750 at all, but nice. Ramiz versus Neil Magny.
I don't even know.
Yeah, what do you think, Joey?
So like my whole thing right now is that I've obviously never really been huge on Neil Magny, especially of recent. It's like he's getting older, more prospects are starting to be able to get over on him and be able to finish him and get dominant positions against him, especially in the grappling, which is like basically Neil Magny's like entire game is grappling in the clinch. Um, but he's so big compared to Ramiz Brahimaj, and it's like this could be like a terrible matchup for a guy like Ramiz who's coming off of a loss, and it's like Neil, he does have that like clinch energy where he just kind of like can take up an entire fight by just swallowing them and just like kind of keeping them up against the cage and just winning rounds that way with these up against up against the cage. It's like he legitimately could, do well in this fight, but Ramiz just has such a striking advantage that it's hard for me not to think that he can win this fight. I think he has way more tools to keep himself upright, to keep himself from getting taken down, and obviously, hopefully, to keep him off the fence with striking. I think hopefully Ramiz can do something to prove that he's a higher level than Neil Magny at this point in his career.
Okay.
Dude, I'm concerned. I'm leaning Neil Magny decision. Just because I don't know. I was thinking Ramiz sub, but at the same time, the way he fights compared to Neil, like I don't really see that happening. Like I don't see Neil getting caught up in a guillotine the way he fights. Like there's too much clinch work, fights too close in. Like he never really shoots like straight shots, straight double legs or anything like that. So he can't really get his neck exposed that often. But Ramiz, I guess he looked decent in the striking against Punahele, right? Like and then he kind of just like started grappling and then faded from there, right? But
Well, it's what like we have these conversations, and it's like is Neil Magny bad? But then he'll go out this year and beat Jake Matthews, and it's like, okay, I can't say he's bad then.
yeah, and it's like he's only really fought like good competition, so yeah, and I mean he's good late into fights as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Neil Magny decision here, just like staying safe, keeping it in the clinch. What do you guys think, MK and Chia?
Are you sticking with Ramiz, Joey?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with it just because I have to see the Neil Magny fall off at some point in his career.
Okay. All right.
It's gotta happen.
I'm also going with Neil just because I'm not really totally sold on Ramiz's, skill set. I think that, Neil's length causes a lot of problems for people. I think his strength causes a lot of problems. And I think nothing too like analytical. I just think Magny's going to be doing his Magny things.
What are the odds here?
It's even money.
Okay.
But I think this is a very easy win for Neil Magny. Neil Magny only seems to lose to that like top echelon of fighter. If you look at his last 5 losses, with the guy that just beat Joel Alvarez, Amazov, something like that.
Oh,
Yaroslav.
Yaroslav.
Yeah, Yaroslav, Carlos Prates, Michael Morales, Ian Garry, Gilbert Burns. He only loses that upper echelon of fighters. A fighter that's average at best, I'd say. Neil Magny usually has his way with him. I don't think Ramiz is a upper echelon of fighter.
I don't think he had his way with Jake Matthews. Like that was a really tough fight for him, And I feel like Jake Matthews and Ramiz are like kind of like.
I think Jake Matthews
similar.
I wouldn't say they were like dissimilar. I'd say they were probably like on the same kind of like level, kind of.
I'd agree.
I don't disagree with you outright, but like still, Ramiz doesn't Jake Matthews have like a little bit more like experience though than Ramiz?
They're both definitely the thing with Neil Magny is like this is like definitely makes sense of a fight that he would win just because he has such a size advantage. But it's like I would have to think at some point in Neil Magny's career he's gonna not be like that
the gatekeeper.
Yeah, exactly. Like at some point, like he's gonna start losing to some of these guys that you're like, okay, like prime Neil Magny would never have lost to Ramiz.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I get that. Last time Ramiz faced a lengthy striker, he faced Thimba Garimbo, and Thimba Garimbo had his way with him.
Yeah.
So I'm just going out, especially for even money. I think Neil Magny is a certified lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I completely forgot that Ramiz submitted Vanderford last year.
And Billy
Yeah.
will go off. Shout out.
Yeah, Billy Ray Goff too. Yeah, he's a pretty good fighter, isn't he? That's
Dude.
crazy.
Well, he got faded yesterday, but yeah, he's
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Dude, yeah. Also, fun fact: Ramiz has been taken down 13 times in his last 3 fights.
Oh shit! Mostly by, I guess, Vanderford. No, I don't know.
I think it's pretty spread out between the 3 fights.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's pretty evenly spread.
But yeah, just another note.
I'm
Okay,
just a
so
new Magny hater. Like otherwise, this would.
he's got to lose at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I
Okay.
don't really know these guys too much at all.
Yeah, I haven't done my due diligence
These
on
guys
this
are
fight
all.
either. I'm gonna trust the odd makers and pick Lucas. I haven't done my due diligence.
Wait,
at
his
all.
record is 0-1. Pause,
No,
bro.
That's fake.
Wait, what are the odds on this
Like minus 300 for Lucas.
Yeah, minus
For-
280 plus
for
2.
Lucas Fernando? Yeah. He has back-to-back round 1 light heavyweight LFA championship wins.
Oh, so this is bad. Okay, this is not okay.
Lucas, yeah. So Lucas.
Wait, so is he moving up a weight
Yeah,
class, or
he's
what
got
is this?
Such a significant.
No, it's his
reach
UFC
advantage.
debut.
He's got
Okay.
such a significant reach advantage in this fight, and from what I've seen, his power is pretty ridiculous. It just seems like this might be set up for him to get a
Bill his name.
big victory, so that people
Okay.
can kind of see who he is, put him on the map a little bit. I think I can't imagine that the UFC would set him up poorly against a guy. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
think. I mean, it seems like. I mean, Rafael Tobias is more of a grappler. Couldn't even out grapple Dr. Nurgaze, who isn't really much of a grappler in himself in his debut, and he got outstruck like 4-1. Went that lad. I don't even know. He did land a takedown or two, but I just like he's gonna need to get the grappling going here versus Lucas Fernando, and it's like I haven't seen a ton of people test Fernando in the grappling realm, but I mean I'd probably take him knocking out Tobias over
Yeah.
Tobias like making this last on the ground.
Fernando definitely has to have the strength advantage in this fight, I would think. So
Yeah. Whenever I see fighters that I don't really know much about, or like a matchup like this, I look at who gives more main character energy, and like, this guy is definitely like some like antagonist.
like
that
Gollum.
loses.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you, Chia?
Yeah, like I said, I'm going Lucas Fernando. I don't know much about these two fighters, but if what Jackson said is true,
Like the
I
stats
don't
of
see
Lucas?
I don't see a world where he loses, especially with if he has knockout power, 6-inch reach advantage at light heavyweight.
yeah,
I feel like it'll be
Yeah.
a pretty fast first round finish.
that reach advantage is definitely big, especially at light heavyweight. It's like when
Especially against a
you're
grappler, too.
so big and you can land shots, at a higher clip. It's just
Yeah.
like it's so hard to be able to lose to that.
Facts.
Oh god, let's go, Lucas Fernando.
Lucas Fernando.
This
Next
one's
fight,
an
Vincent
interesting
Luque
fight,
versus
too.
Tresean Gore. I'm going underdog again here, Vincent Luque. I just don't feel like these vets they're out of it yet against these. I don't know. They're not. I wouldn't even call them up and coming fighters. Like I'm calling them like journeymen and like the mid tiers. And I know Tresean Gore is coming off a win, but Vicente Luque is coming off a more impressive win. So I guess if Tresean Gore can fight smart and fight behind his jab, he'll win this fight. But we know Tresean Gore isn't the most technical, the most smartest, the most highest IQ fighter. So I'm going Vicente Luque to win this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Joey Jackson.
yeah. I'm gonna. This is another weird matchmaking situation for me, but I think I'm gonna go Luque. I think like if Luque gets top position, there's a good chance this is over like instantly. I mean, Luque has had some sketchy situations recently, but he looked good against KG. So maybe he's back. He did have like the brain bleed against Jeff Neal, lost to Buckley. But Gore seems to be improving at MMA Lab as far as like his game planning goes. He's actually coming into fights like with an imperative to do something. But he looked really good against Bekaev. Got that nasty guillotine. He squeezes extremely hard, as we could see from that fight. But I am going to go with Luque with Chia. I think maybe he's back. From a skills perspective, I think he's just way better than Gore. Like, I think athletically might be where he gets tested the most in this fight. So I'm going to go with Vicente.
Okay. Maybe I'm being a hater about the bets then. Because my first thoughts about this whole thing is that I like, as much as Vicente Luque looked great in his last fight, I relate things back to the Joel Alvarez fight and how poor he looked in that fight.
Yeah.
So like when I think about that, I like it kind of doesn't like because that most recent fight that he had was like a pretty quick finish. You know what I mean? And when I see something like that, like I can see Tresean Gore getting Darce choked. Don't get me wrong. I could definitely see that happening. But Tresean Gore is really strong for this division. Like, look at him against Marco Tulio. Marco Tulio was throwing like the toolbox at him, and he was just eating everything like for the majority of that fight. Like, he's got a lot of heart. He's really strong, and he's got a lot of skills. I mean, Bekaev was like a guy that everybody was talking about after he had his debut win, being like, you know, like a guy that could make some waves in the middleweight division, and then Tresean Gore goes in there and subs him like in the first or second round. Like, I think a guy like Tresean Gore, you know, he might not be like top 15, you know, kind of guy, but I don't think Vicente Luque is anywhere near top 15 in this middleweight division right now. And I think once you get into these we've always talked about this, but once you get into the unranked of the middleweight division, it's like it starts to get a little topsy-turvy, and you never, you know, and I think that like with Tresean Gore, I think he's just got a really big opportunity to get a huge win here on a huge stage, and I can't see him. I think he's going to win this fight. The only way that he won't win is if Vicente Luque gets a first round Darce finish. Because after this fight goes past the first round, I can't see Vicente Luque like having the same heart that Tresean Gore is in these later rounds to like want to push the pace and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going Tresean Gore. I'm going back to my roots. I just like I'm getting away from my roots and I'm going with these veteran fighters. But my original roots is these like big, bulky.
I was just body shape of a guy that you would want. This guy is shaped exactly like how you would want. Like the perfect man in your eyes.
So yeah, I'm going Tresean Gore now. I think like once Vicente Luque gets hit with a few jabs, he'll be scared to
yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Like my only fear is that Tresean Gore is going to shoot a takedown within the first 2 minutes, and Vicente Luque is going to Darce choke him because they're going to be dry, and he's going to be able to get a good lock, and he's just going to be able to figure it out from bottom position, like he did with like Michael Chiesa and shit, but or Tyron Woodley. But otherwise, like if this fight makes it out of the first round, I have a really hard time believing Vicente Luque is going to be able to hang on the feet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Joey and you, Chia.
Jackson's tight now.
Yeah, Jackson is on an island.
Turned everyone against him.
I think that Luque has obviously a very polished submission toolbox with his Darce, and then he's very sneaky, but also this fight is at middleweight. Gore has that size. I really like the way he looked. Like to Joey's point, the heart. Like even if he gets in trouble, like. If he's not out of there, like he's gonna come forward, and I really believe that Gore is a guy who fights for your money type of guy, So I think that
doesn't quit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gore. I think he's gonna hurt Luque. He's gonna have a lot of moments in there, and I think Gore gets it done.
I don't find Gore to be very dangerous on the feet at all. But all right, I'm on an island here. Good island to be on with Vicente Luque. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
I don't necessarily think he's super dangerous on the feet, but I think it's a lot of danger for someone who's moved up from welterweight.
Yeah,
and is like an undersized middleweight, I would say.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Donte Johnson versus Eric McConico, banger.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight because McConico is coming off of kind of a weird Rodolfo Vieira win that was just super random.
McConico
right?
is? Oh shit!
Yeah, so
Damn, I didn't see
it's
that.
like Donte Johnson has like definitely I would think the strength advantage and the takedown advantage, the grappling advantage, whatnot. But McConico has like a little bit of juice going right now after that Rodolfo Vieira victory with his
He's
striking.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
also, I'd say he's like the more technical, accurate fighter than Dante Johnson.
For
Definitely not, doesn't
sure.
have the athletic tools, but
For sure. Well, I mean, in terms of the athletic tools, we're specifically just talking about strength. Because, like, when it comes to, like, who's the better athlete on the feet, like, McConico has, like, really good lateral side to side movement where he can kind of, like, circle the cage. Like, if Dante Johnson really wants to play that game where he's on the front foot the whole fight, like, McConico is going to doubt him up with the jab before he, gets a takedown.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
I mean,
this seems like another one of those fights where if the longer it goes, like McConico is going to have more and more of a chance to get it done. Like I think Dante definitely needs to try to win early here.
well, he
yeah,
needs to wear him down early, is my opinion on the whole thing. Like, I think if Dante Johnson like is holding McConico down for like the entirety of the first round, and really tiring McConico out from having to try and explode and get back to his feet, I think this could be a really long fight for McConico. I think like we could see this just being a mauling decision where they both have like 20 strikes landed, but like Dante Johnson just like holds him down and has like 18 minutes of control time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
this is the Dante Johnson that went life and death against Cody Brundage.
yeah. I mean, both of them had a split decision with.
I was gonna say Eric McConico. If you look at some of his fights, he's gone life and death with some people too, dog.
I'm going Dante Johnson too, just because he's very athletic,
Big and bulky.
very stocky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just don't think
he also went life and death with Cody
yeah,
Brundage.
yeah. They both did. They
I
both
just
like.
looked it up. I was like, I'm pretty sure he also fought Cody
I
Brundage.
think UFC wants Dante Johnson to win. It's better for the division, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go with Dante Johnson.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm also locking it with Dante Johnson. I could see this being a kind of like a fight where there's just 10 minutes of Dante Johnson control time and it's super boring and everybody cries about it.
Yep, yep, yep. What about you,
Yeah.
Jax? Or you want me to go first?
No, that's cool. Yeah, I want to pick McConico, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna pick Dante Johnson.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm going with Dante Johnson too. Undefeated guy. He's gonna try to keep that 0 whatever way he can. Dante Johnson.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's the other thing too. It's like, can you imagine losing your O to Eric McConico? Like that's gotta be depressing. Not that Eric McConico is bad, but like that it would just be like of anyone, you'd think it would be like a ranked opponent or something. Or like I don't know. I feel bad for making fun of the poor guy.
This is a great fight right here.
Yeah, this is a
This
great
is a
fight.
really weird fight, though. Like, because my whole thing with this is like Jalin Turner, like, does he even really want to fight anymore? And Kaue Fernandes is going to really make you consider wanting to fight because, like, with those leg kicks that he's just going to have, it's just like
strong ass.
it's going to really
Yeah.
make you consider whether fighting is your
Yeah,
true
dude,
career
it's
path.
not the fight style for quitters to go up against at all.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's so weird because Jalin Turner does kind of like get folded sometimes by shots, and it's like this is a fight where if Kaue Fernandes lands like a body kick, like you could see like Jalin Turner being like, ooh, because like this is
Yeah.
also like Jalin Turner has that like long body frame where it would be hard to defend against like kicks to the body, kicks to the legs.
Dude,
Yeah.
also Dan Hooker landed a fuck ton of kicks on JT as well in their fight.
Yeah. It's like as long as Kaue Fernandez doesn't get like chinned in the first round, it's like very dangerous for Jalin.
Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna go Kaue, dude. Just because Jalin is so lanky, those leg kicks that you guys are talking about, I think are gonna be a real factor. I don't
Yeah.
trust JT at all anymore. Just like with his quitting tendencies, his retirement. Kaue, the only thing that concerns me is he hasn't really beat anybody good, but I like what I've
Harry
seen.
Hadwick.
That is exact. Well, my exact concern is that it seems like Kaue Fernandes kind of just cruised to the position that he's at right now, and it's like
Yeah.
Jalin Turner has so much power. Like for his side, like obviously he's humongous for this division. So with that, he carries just so much power, so much length, and so much strength, and it's going to be so hard for Kaue Fernandes to like be able to get inside on those leg kicks when a guy like Jalin Turner's throwing a really strong jab back at him.
Yeah.
I obviously always usually side with the Brazilians, so this is why it makes it hard to really think that Jalin Turner's going to win. I think this fight goes past the first round. There's just no way Jalin Turner wins the fight. But I think if it goes past the first round, Kaue Fernandes, I think those leg kicks are just going to add up, and it's going to really hurt him. It's just whether I think this fight goes past the first round. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, remember when Jalin Turner was a top 5 prospect?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's still gonna happen.
Because he was huge in murdering everyone.
Whenever
He's about to murder someone else. Like, I was a big fan of Fernandes. I thought Fernandes would make a run through this division, but I just feel like Jalin Turner, he's susceptible to leg kicks. I'll give you guys that. But I feel like he's worse when someone has a big grappling advantage against him, and this will seem like mostly a striking matchup. And striker for striker, I'm going to go Jalin Turner all day long. 5-6 inch reach advantage. Just as a striker for striker, I'm going Jalin Turner. Spot the better competition. Like you guys said, he might quit, but I just don't think he'll quit against Kaue Fernandes. I feel like they're going to be trading the leg kicks, but I feel like that's the only high spot that Kaue has on Jalin Turner.
I want you guys to still decide before I decide. Because
I'm going Kaue, dude. I'm sticking
Going
with
Jalin.
Fernandes.
yeah.
MK,
I'll for me, I think I'm going to go with Kaue Fernandes. I think he's going to survive. I don't know what Jalin Turner really has left in the tank at this point, and so I'm just going to take the shot on Fernandes. I think he will be more. He'll be just stacking on volume by rounds 2 and 3, and I think he'll take over.
Be more checked in.
all right. I'm not a true believer in this, but this is how I'm after all my kind of brain has been deciding. I think that Jalin Turner will have a really strong first round, and I think that the damage that Fernandez sustains in that first round might carry over. It's my only reason I'm taking Jalin Turner in this fight is that I think that Kaue Fernandes is going to have to go through too much fire because Kaue Fernandes isn't going to take Jalin Turner down. You know what I mean? Like Renato Moicano can do, or like where they can kind of like stymie. And same with the Bahamondes, where they were able to just take him down and stymie that and hold him. Like Kaue Fernandes isn't going to be able to do that. And
I feel like if anything, JT might be initiating the grappling here.
He might be, and honestly, that just contributes to why I think he might win this fight. I think that there's just going to be too much damage dealt in the first 7.5 minutes of this fight from Jalin Turner that I think it's going to be hard for Kaue Fernandes to recover throughout the rest of the fight. I think that's my only reason. Otherwise, I think that if Kaue Fernandes comes out of this first round unscathed, I think he'll be able to win the fight, but I just don't see that happening. I think Jalin Turner has just too much power.
Yep.
So I guess we're completely split in half here.
Yeah. Let's go, MK.
All right.
I'm about to take Kaue by TKO.
Fair enough.
Oh,
this is a really interesting fight as well. But it's just it's just another fight where it's we've the UFC has been a thing so long that you're starting to see more and more, especially on this card, guys who are just fluctuating divisions. So seeing a guy who is a former lightweight fighting a guy who's a former middleweight, it makes me worried for Joel Alvarez.
Chidi's nasty.
So here's my thing: is that Chidi is so strong. He has so much power, but Joel Alvarez can take him down, because Chidi has zero defense. It feels like almost at times. I don't think Joel Alvarez is a guy who isn't strong enough to be able to take him down. I don't know. What is your this is a guy who I saw fight what's his name, Reese, and they went to a decision. That's what I'm saying. It makes me.
I'm sort of 50s on this one. Chidi, he's so big, dude, and I do think that's going to be a problem here for Joel because Joel can mix it up so much better than Chidi can. So I'm like, I feel like he could easily just like this could go to the ground and Joel could find a sub because Chidi has really limited grappling abilities. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes, pretty limited.
Yeah. So I'm still sad that Joel moved up a weight class.
Yeah, you have his like fight kit, right?
Yeah, I do have his fight kit from his close fight. But I feel like Joel Alvarez's biggest game is his takedown defense. I feel like if a fighter can take him down to the ground, he just automatically loses the fight. We saw that against Armin Sarukian, and we saw that against his last fight. If the fighter doesn't have really a takedown threat, Joel Alvarez has been walking through these guys pretty easily.
But like, you can't walk through Chidi. That's the thing. Like the guys that he's walking
you
through.
See, look. 11 people have walked through Chidi. 11 people have walked through Chidi. Look at his record.
But like we're talking about him fighting at middleweight too, and him going through a lot of firefights with a lot of really dangerous strikers. Like Joel Alvarez is not going to knock out Chidi on the feet. We know this. He has no threat. That's my concern. Is Joel Alvarez is zero threat on the feet? Like Chidi is just going to be like, okay, I can't let you get.
Joel's so good on the feet too, though.
You think Joel is good on the feet?
Yes, I think he's good everywhere except for his takedown defense.
You think he's got like knockout power that Chidi needs to be like really afraid of though?
Maybe volume knockout power. We saw Tommy McMillan. He doesn't have knockout power, but after you take a few 50 shots, you're gonna get dazed and you're gonna get knocked out.
But you think he's gonna be able to land all those shots against a guy who's a former middleweight, probably walks around like 30 pounds heavier than him and has a reach advantage?
Yes.
And has the power advantage?
Easily.
Yeah, I just feel like you're just glazing him a little too hard. You're pushing me into Chidi's arms right now.
Go to Chidi's arms.
This fight, and now we don't
want anyone to go out for a side.
I'm full on Chidi now. I really think that he's gonna knock him out in the first round now.
No, I think I agree with what she is saying in the sense that like Joel has serviceable striking and like Chidi doesn't always,
but like it's not something that a guy like Chidi is going to be necessarily afraid of. I don't think either. Like I think he's fought a lot of guys at middleweight division that have like triple the power that Joel Alvarez has that he would have had to be more afraid of. Like this, like Chidi is like you have to remember that this is a guy who is knocking out like some of the top,
Yeah, and you have to remember he got submitted by Jake Matthews like 2 fights ago.
Oh yeah, that was first round, right?
Can you go over to significant strikes, MK?
Yes, sir. Are
Okay,
these accurate figures though?
I would hope so.
Like, UFCstats.com is better, right?
Yeah, just test it out too. You got UFC stats. See ya.
But yeah, pretty much the same output. So I for some reason I thought Joel was a bit higher output on the feet, just because I remember like in the Leal fight thinking that Chidi could be throwing more. But
you have to remember that Joel Alvarez also has those like random fights where he just like doesn't land a strike and just gets mauled and killed. Like
that's against the grapplers.
Does this website not exist anymore?
Also, yeah, like Yaroslav is a different animal, bro.
I'm not no denying that, but Chidi is like this is just another case of a bad matchup. Like you're fighting a guy who is significantly larger than you, with a better reach advantage, with more power than you. Like this is set up for Joel Alvarez to have kind of a disappointing night, in my opinion. Like it's like I don't see him coming out of a first round without like having some significant damage, and unless Chidi really gasses out in the second and third round and Joel's able to take advantage of that.
That's what Chidi kind of does, though.
Gas out in the second and third round.
Yeah, he withers.
You on Chidi, Joey, makes me more confident in Joel Alvarez.
I'm fine with that. I think Chidi is a very, very, very good striker, and that's why. And I think that's what's holding me back with Joel Alvarez is that he just doesn't have the striking ability and the power and the danger that I would like him to have on the feet. Like for him to win this fight, he will need to get in a spot where he can get solid ground and pound off. And I just don't know if Chidi will allow him to do that. I think that's probably going to be Chidi's game plan all week is like, hey, we can't let this guy get in half guard or full mount on me where he can just tee off shots. Like, I just have to keep him away from me at all times.
Yeah, okay, Jackson, MK, tell Joey he's wrong now.
Like, land a couple of jabs for what?
I'm going Joel Alvarez with Chia. Sorry, Joey. I like the reasoning though.
Yeah, I don't know. This one is a really tough one for me.
Tough one, go Chidi. I don't want you on the Joel Alvarez side then.
I'm gonna no. I'm going on Joel Alvarez, and I think
I'm fine being on an island.
I think Chidi's power is going to be like it's a big question mark for me. I don't know how much it's gonna I don't know how much he's gonna hurt Joel Alvarez, but I'm also thinking that late round comeback story for Joel Alvarez. I think his volume is gonna stack up, and I think he has like I like the word that Jackson used, serviceable striking. To the degree where if he just hangs in there, I think he can really tee off and take advantage of Chidi's cardio drop off. I'm going Joel.
Get on, Joey.
I'm fine being on an island with that one.
It's a good island to be on.
The chat's laughing at you right now.
Yeah, chat, quiet down, guys.
What?
Oh, chat, stop calling him Rumovic. He doesn't look like
This is a good fight too. Honestly, this is like more of like a fan service fight here because obviously both guys aren't really looking upwards at the division right now. Maybe Esteban Ribovic after a win here could be, but I don't know how I'm feeling about this fight. To be honest with you, it just seems like Edson Barbosa might be like the older, like more slow now version of what Esteban Ribovic potentially is currently.
Dude, he's only 49. He's still got some juice.
I mean, like is that how everyone's feeling? Just like that, Esteban Ribovic is like kind of like the newer version of like Edson Barbosa.
Like if this was like 10 years ago, oh my god, Edson Barbosa would be like a minus 600 favorite.
Ribovic might still be in high school at that point. No, if it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
It was 20. A 10-year age difference. I mean, Barbosa's a leg kick merchant, but I just want to get another leg kick merchant, so I'm going against Ribovic. I just think he's past his prime.
Yeah,
by a lot.
I think Edson would have to hit like a miraculous sort of shot on Ribovic and just get like an instant knockout to win this, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like Barbosa's like volume hasn't been really high during his most recent fights either. And like Esteban Ribovic is like known for just having a super high volume of strikes.
Yeah. I'm also on Ribovic. I just noticed Barbosa got that eye thing that Bilal Muhammad has. And it's kind of freaking me out. I'm going with Ribovic. I hope Ribovic sets him.
Bilal Muhammad just has a lazy eye, bro.
Wait, dead ass?
Oh, I think so. Like I'm pretty sure
he goes after getting poked by Leon too.
Oh yeah, that's
he's just got like a lazy eye.
Yeah. Either way, I don't trust it.
Yeah,
I think Edson Barbosa just has CTE at this point. And a lazy eye.
From another easy call to another easy call, I feel like Mansour just fucking mauls Dustin.
Yeah. This one really doesn't really need to even be gone over either. I mean, I feel like they're just giving Mansour like his get back.
Lay up on the big stage, yeah.
Yeah, because he had such an embarrassing loss.
Yeah.
Dustin is just like kind of like not impressive anymore, or really like I remember when we used to be talking about Dustin Stoltzfus in like a joking way, like with Marc-Andre Barrios as like middleweights that just would never accomplish anything, and we're still here in 2026 in the big 2026 doing the same thing. So I feel bad saying it. I mean,
yeah,
but good for him getting on the main event of a number card.
Yeah, that is a pretty big deal. Shout out. He's probably getting a bag from this.
Yeah, let him get his bag.
Dude, this is a rough way to get your bag, honestly, bro. He's gonna get his shit pounded in. But I'm with you guys. I mean, Abdul got absolutely demolished in his last fight, but Dustin, I just don't think he has a real path to victory here. Like, his takedowns are bad. Mansour should just be able to keep it standing and knock him out within the first couple rounds.
I mean, we talk about strength advantage. Like, this might be the biggest strength advantage differential here of all time.
Yeah.
Poor
All right, so
Dustin.
Mansour, Abdul-Malik, all four of us.
Yeah.
That one seems
Got it.
pretty easy.
All right. This is
There's seats to pick for this one. I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, what we're going to get is just, like, Armin Sarukian versus Gamrot female version.
yeah.
I don't see this fight.
Unfortunately.
I don't see this fight. I mean, if this fight is on the feet for more than like 10 total minutes, I'll be upset because those 10 total minutes would be excruciating. But, like, I think that in terms of the grappling, like, Mackenzie Dern has actually like continuously surprised me in the grappling department that she's like actually super capable. I mean, obviously, Jillian Robertson is like the upper echelon of that. Like, she's like one of the more talented grapplers in the division. So it's like another fight where it's like, ooh, like Mackenzie Dern getting a little bit of a threat with this. But like, she was able to handle Verna Jandiroba pretty well.
Yeah,
so like,
easily, and I
like
think
I don't
Verna's better
know. I
grappler
feel
than
pretty
Jillian.
good about Mackenzie Dern right now as champion. Like I as once I thought she might be fodder to like some of the like top 5 of the division. She's like actually become like a super capable fighter in that kind of.
Yeah, I feel like Verna is not Verna. I feel like Dern is susceptible to getting taken down, but her get-up game is pretty good.
Yeah, and she's really
Julian Robertson win this fight too, because I actually like Julian Robertson, but this is tough.
Dern's also a lot better off her back than Gilly is, and a better striker. Like I mean, she's not a good striker, but she was striking against Angela Hill. And yeah, but Jillian's even worse, bro. Like, Jillian literally, like, you could probably just stand Dern up in front of Jillian with like her hands completely at her side, and she wouldn't be able to knock out Mackenzie Dern. Like,
Yeah.
I think if anybody's gonna capitalize and like when the round starts and they're on their feet, it's probably gonna be Dern too. So yeah.
Mackenzie Dern has like the Ronda Rousey striking where she was like, I could beat up Floyd, and then she's like. But like, yeah, no, Mackenzie Dern is like, she's actually super capable, so I can't even really like make fun of her. Like, she's like actually become like, I feel like she was like once losing to like not great opponents in this division, and like she's kind of like worked her way up to like become champion in like in a okay way, like in a way that everybody's like, yeah, that works. Yeah. Where's Zhang Wei Li though? Like, is she just gone now? Did she just disappear?
She's around. She was vibing watching that last China card.
So she's just gonna come back and vibing.
Oh, did you see how hot she got?
Yeah.
God damn.
With the makeup artist or whatever the fuck.
Is she gonna come back and like punch Mackenzie Dern's head off at some point though? Like, are we waiting for that to happen? Or?
That'll be pretty sick.
I wouldn't be shocked by a Gilly win here just because Dern's takedown defense is so terrible. But
and also Jillian Robertson, like, her whole thing is wrestling, right? So like, she like top control, like she loves being in top control and being in half guard and having, you know, full mount on opponents and landing strikes to open up for submission opportunities. So yeah. I mean, we've seen Mackenzie Dern take a lot of damage off bottom. So, like, I mean, I could definitely see Jillian Robertson being able to take advantage of that. But, like, I just feel like every time I think that Mackenzie Dern is bad, like, she ends up, like, winning against an opponent that I didn't think that she would be able to beat.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Recently, I think that Mackenzie Dern has, like, her recent losses are just Lemos and Andrade, which makes me think, like, you got to have some type of, like, striking prowess or power to really offer much of a threat. And even then, like, she hung in there, and I think she did a great job. So I'm going with Mackenzie Dern. I think that we're all on Mackenzie Dern now, right?
Yeah.
Both of those shorties you just mentioned though are both like super wrestling heavy fighters too, though. Like Jessica Andrade and Amanda Lemos are like super strong wrestlers. So,
yeah.
Dude, that Lemos,
I also
Dinara fight was crazy.
As strong as them, but
yeah. Did you guys watch that Lemos Dinara fight last night?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
kind of nuts, dude. Yeah, they were going at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to this
whoops.
Good old-fashioned main event.
Oh.
I mean, I'll start by saying this. I think the odds are a little bit disrespectful to Ian Garry.
Yeah.
How? Wait, what is he? Plus 300?
Plus
Yeah,
three.
plus
They're
Oh,
closing now too.
plus 340 was when I checked last, but he's still, I think plus 300.
I don't think that's that crazy.
I think it's a little. I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
I'm sorry. I don't think it's that crazy. You just saw what happened with JDM. Like, I'm not thinking it's that crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
hold on. Let's clear the air. Are we all going Islam, or is one person like gonna like be the outlier here and go Ian Garry?
I'm going Islam. Yeah.
I'm going Ian Garry.
Oh no! Are you really?
Dead ass.
Yeah, dead ass.
Chia just wants to like. He's just trying to do it for the clips because
listen.
Yeah, you know we're tracking this, right?
We're tracking this. But dude, the Daggy, Kazaki, Maganaki, Babaki, they're on a big downfall right now. All of them that like seemed untouchable. People are finding ways to
touch them.
Put the pieces together and
like in terms of
solve the puzzle. I've been saying this for the past 3 years. Ian Machado Garry is a shit GSP where he'll find what his Islam is weakest at and abuse that the most. And I feel like Ian is one of the best game planners in the UFC right now, and I feel like we're going to see that on Saturday. Islam, if we look at his title wins, how many of them are against short notice opponents? 4 of 5, maybe. So I feel like
full camp against JDM, by the way.
Yeah, full camp against JD, but we just saw what happened with Carlos Prates and JDM.
Wait, Carlos Prates and JDM.
But honestly, like Carlos Prates nearly killed Ian Garry too. Like,
after getting dominated for 4 rounds.
Dominated is crazy.
That's not even crazy. That's not even crazy to say.
Like, Ian Garry literally like tackled him like twice and like held him there for like the whole entirety of the round.
And how are you gonna let Ian Garry do that to you? So that's domination, first of all. I feel like Ian Garry's gonna find the ways to. If this isn't an Ian Garry win, it's a 2-3 or 3-2 Islam.
What's his path to victory, Chia?
Ian Garry
using his range advantage. Against Islam. I feel like moving around the cage, using his range advantage. I mean, Volkanovski was fucking touching Islam up, and look at that range disadvantage. So just imagine what Ian Garry is gonna do. I know you're saying we're saying JDM here, but I think JDM's so shit, and it just proved that. It's 2 fights.
But I think the reason that Volk had such an advantage in the striking was because that Islam was constantly looking for the takedown throughout that entire fight, and for Islam to look for the takedown, he has to get into Volk's striking range. Like for Ian Garry, he's not going to be able to throw kicks because Islam's going to be able to get the takedowns off of every leg kick or any body kick that Ian throws. And that's like the biggest part of Ian Garry's game. So he's going to have to rely on his on his straight up boxing at this point, essentially on the feet, because the number of throws or kicks that he's going to have. I mean, we saw in the Sean Strickland fight that Sean was able to throw kicks in a way that kind of stymied Chimaev from being able to get takedowns, but I just don't see Ian Garry having that same style because he's so karate. He's so kick, driven that it just makes me feel like Islam is going to be able to get so many takedowns off of these, opportunities where Ian Garry is just kicking to try and land a leg kick or kicking to try and land a body kick, and Islam's like, "Fuck it, I'll soak it and just try and get the takedown here."
Yeah. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like longer opponents like feeds into like a wrestler, right? Like that, in my opinion. Like
I think some do, but Garry is so smart, dude, and he's like so accurate with his kicks as well. That I think I think the only way for him to win, I don't think there's a path to victory for him if he doesn't employ the kicks like a lot. Yes, there's the risk of him getting grabbed and taken down and like worked into the clinch from that, but I don't see a world in which Ian wins without employing the kick. So I think he's going to be trying to keep like the open stance in the middle of the cage and shooting straight down the middle, like with both kicks and punches. And he needs to just conserve the gas tank and keep grinding on the feet and be super cautious. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think Islam still has plenty in the tank to beat him.
like we were just going off of the JDM like recency bias for the Renato Moicano, which I don't even count that as a title fight. Like such a close fight against Dustin Poirier, such a close fight against Alex Volkanovski on short notice. Like
Not on short notice.
I just
the one that he had a full camp for. That was the close fight. On short notice, he knocked him out with the head kick.
it was the first one. I got it mixed up.
The first one.
But like, I'm just going Ian Garry. I just feel like he gets it done, and we just sit there watching in our little chairs in the corner, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, Chia was right. Chia was right."
Corner.
Here's what I think. Okay, so if we're looking at this objectively, do we think Sean Brady versus Ian Garry? Do you think Ian Garry beats Sean Brady?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think Ian Garry beats Ball?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you guys have a lot more faith in Ian Garry than I.
Wait, you think Bilal beats Ian Garry?
I just think that these guys give him a lot more problems than you think. Like, I don't think Ian Garry, like you guys are acting like Ian Garry, it has like a Carlos Prates, Michael Morales, JDM style where he's just knocking everyone out. He's not doing that. He knocked out Daniel Rodriguez like 20 fights ago.
I mean, he beat Bilal, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying like, I think that these are. I'm saying that like these are tough matchups for
It
him.
didn't
Yeah.
look tough for him when he beat
I'm saying
Bilal.
that these are all like not like this guy. Like he's not like the knockout artist that I feel like I don't see him having a ton of power. I don't see him having.
No,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
think we might
Even in
see
that
the
Bilal fight, like
Jack.
Bilal outstruck him in that fight. Like we're talking about a guy who got outstruck by Bilal Muhammad here. Like
Hands like Canelo.
I mean, that's my kind of whole point is that
Yeah,
he's
it's
you know,
like an
he's kind of like in line, like he fights to his opponents. Like he makes every fight close. Like Shavkat, it was a super close fight. Ball was a super close fight. Carlos Prates, super close fight. Like it's not like he's going out there and starching all of these guys. So like I don't see like him being able to have that like tit for tat performance against a guy like Islam who just like naturally goes out and dominates people
For 5 rounds. Yeah.
Exactly. Like this is a guy who has a ton of 5-round experience versus Ian who has a little bit of 5-round experience now, but like not 5-round experience dominating. He's like a lot of these fights where he gets into these later rounds, he's the one that's kind of the punching bag at the end of the fight.
Chia, does the Garry thesis involve a finish or a decision win?
Gary's not finishing anyone. I'm still realistic here,
Yeah.
but
That's kind of what I figured.
Well, that's kind of why I think Islam, like when you don't have when there's no threat of power, when when he's throwing a bunch of leg kicks, which are the easiest way to be able to take people down is when a person is kicking a bunch, especially for a wrestler, and a guy like Islam who's just going to be in tight on you the entire fight. That's kind of how he fights. I mean, that's why we just talked about Alexander Volkanovski was able to have so much success because Islam was constantly pressuring. Because that's just how these Dagestanis fight. They're just constantly pressuring.
so what do you think the result of this fight's going to be? Islam by what?
Either submission or decision, depending on. I think towards the 4th or 5th round of this fight, I think Ian Garry gets tired or gets or starts where the wrestling starts wearing on him, just like every fight that he's ever had where he starts to fall off towards the end of their fights. But
he's on a good nutrition plan right now.
I've heard that too.
Jackson, you gotta take. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm going Islam. I mean, I think it'll be an Islam decision probably, but I do think Gary's being slept on a little bit here.
Yeah. I'm going with Islam as well, just because I can't. It's hard for me to see him losing to Ian Garry. Especially the way he's been talking, he seems really confident too. So I'm going with Islam.
I guess I would just say, do you guys legitimately think that Ian Garry is like a top 3 welterweight in the division right now?
Yes, I mean top 3. Yeah. No.
Do you think he's better than currently right now?
I think the only person better than him is Michael Morales.
Yeah.
So you think right now, if Carlos Prates was running back with Garry, you think Garry beats him?
Yes.
I think it would be a close fight. Like I don't know who would win per se, but I think it would be a close fight. Like I think saying that he's top 3 is not far.
I mean, maybe I'm just an Ian Garry hater, but
Yeah, I thought you liked Brazilians. Why do you not like Ian Garry?
I mean,
What? Wait,
Nah.
is he Brazilian?
Not
Deadass?
Brazilian.
Oh yeah,
Machado.
Machado, bro.
like you guys really think that he could beat? Like, I still don't think he could beat Sean Brady. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I think Sean Brady would give him like hell. I think Sean Brady would give him hell.
Dude, I just realized both title fights have a Brazilian in them. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's pretty beast.
Yeah, I'm going Ian Garry. And MK, you said you're going Ian Garry too?
No, I'm going Islam. I'm going Islam.
Bro, do you guys think Kamaru could beat Ian Garry?
No!
Dude.
Kamaru can be
Crazy.
Do you guys think Kevin Holland can beat Ian Garry?
You guys think Mike Malott could be Ian Garry?
Ian Garry in like so much of a higher regard than I do. Like, I think Ian Garry would like. I think him versus Mike Malott would be like a tough fight for him.
Mike Malott? No way, that's disrespectful.
I don't even think that's that disrespectful. I think it would be a tough fight.
This guy's pissing me off now. Okay, we're going all you guys on Islam. I'm on Ian Garry. We'll see on Saturday who's right. I'm saying if Ian Garry doesn't win, it's a super close fight. 3-2 decision.
What about Amasov? Amasov is corrupt.
Oh, I think Amazov has a good chance.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about a guy you think is a top.
I think Amazov could be top 3 in the division. I think Amazov destroys Carlos Prates so easily that it's not even a fight.
Yeah.
Could be true. This could be true.
So this is
Yaroslav's he's 14th in the rankings right now. Yeah.
This is all of our picks at a glance, if you guys were curious.
Okay, sweet. Thank you for doing that, MK.
Of course.
Yeah, so when Ian Garry wins on Saturday, you guys can come back next week and say, wow, Chia, you were right. And Joey, if you're wrong, I need you to take a picture of you sitting in a chair in the corner and say, sorry, Ian Garry.
What? Oh,
That's
boy.
the Ian Garry special.
Yeah, be the cut.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you guys next
All
week,
right.
guys.
Yep. See you bright and early. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I ended the recording.